Man, I ain't even doing nothing. Here's the reason why I have this. Anybody that knows me as a teacher knows why. I hope he's watching. Now, I know I've been gone for almost 2 months now. Um, you know, yeah, whatever. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football, mixed martial arts as much as I do. And boy, I got a lot to talk about today with the upcoming Florida State-Alabama game. I know it's months away, but we're in late May. And to be honest, summers fly by fast, So next thing you know, it's September, late August, when college football starts rolling back in. This is a big game, for both programs. On Alabama, on one hand, they did have a winning season. So it wasn't not a successful season for Kalen DeBoer as a first-year coach for Alabama. But very underwhelming because, and again, it's not his fault. Nick Saban's the GOAT of college football coaching. Won at least 10 games or more since his first year there. And he was there forever. And he only wins 9 games. And again, not just because he only won 9 games. I mean, Alabama's talented, They're up there with Ohio State, Georgia, Texas, the talented programs. Losing to Vanderbilt is not acceptable for Alabama, regardless of who the coach is. Losing to Tennessee is not acceptable for Alabama standards. Losing at a 6-win Oklahoma team is not acceptable. Losing to a Michigan team who really disappointed last year with a new head coach and had a lot of their starters out in that bowl game is not acceptable. Let alone losing them twice in the same calendar year, but there's a lot of pressure for Alabama and Kalen DeBoer to win, that first game against Florida State, who's coming off a really bad year. And then on Florida State, on the other hand, a lot of pressure for them too, and Mike Norvell, coming off a 2-win season, getting destroyed by everybody they played. After crying about missing the playoffs and then having a chance to do something about it last year and just didn't do anything, for whatever reason. I like Florida State's hires. I like the new offensive line coach, the new offensive coordinator, Gus Malzahn, the new defensive coordinator for Nebraska. They kept Patrick Surtain to keep coaching the defensive backs. I understand Alabama's a big favorite, but I'll tell you why I'm picking Florida State to win this game. I'm picking Florida State for one, it's in Tallahassee. For two, there's just too many unknowns about Florida State. Alabama, we already know what they're going to do. Alabama's a running team. Kalen DeBoer established that. And I know he doesn't have Jalen Milroe, but they were a really good running team last year. Their defense was not very good. And guess who they struggled against? Quarterbacks that were mobile. Castellanos, the new quarterback for Florida State, very mobile. He's from Boston College. I thought he was a pretty good player for Boston College. And I think he fits Mike Norvell's system. A fast-paced offense with a mobile quarterback, a really good running game. Keep in mind, Florida State, part of the problem were injuries last year, mostly in the backfield running backs. They lost George Lucas, who's coming back. I think that's his name. No, Jalen Lucas. I'm sorry. He's coming back. Roydell Williams, who's from Alabama, he's coming back. They still have Cam Davis back there at running back. They have a lot of weapons on that offense. And Norvell, again, hit the portal, got some offensive linemen. That defense is going to be a lot better, I think, with the Nebraska defensive coordinator. I can't remember his name. So disrespectful, but Nebraska had a great defense last year, and with Matt Rule there, and the year before that was a pretty good defense. And Nebraska's a pretty good team. Florida State, in my opinion, has better athletes. Again, I'm not saying they play better, anything like that, given last year, but they got some good athletes at Florida State, so I think it's a good fit. I think Florida State wins this game because, again, there's too many unknowns about Florida State. And again, I don't know if I doubt Florida State's going to be a great team this year, but I do think they're good enough to win one game they got no business winning, and I think it's that Alabama game. And again, Alabama's going to be a good team, but they're not coached by Nick Saban anymore. And it's not really a knock against Kalen DeBoer, but he had a lot of things go wrong last year that resulted in 4 losses, 4 games he should not have been losing. So for that reason, and I mean on top of that, it's Lee Corso's last college game day experience. So of course Florida State's going to win. So again, I don't know if Florida State's going to be a better team than Alabama, but they're at home. Mike Norvell has been good against the SEC during his time at Florida State. He's beaten Florida twice. He's undefeated against LSU. He beat LSU in but opening games. So he should beat Alabama. And again, something Florida State did do well last year was defend against the pass. I think Florida State will just win this game, just because so many things are pointing in Florida State's favor. Nobody's picking Florida State. Lee Corso's last game, it's his house. That's where everything started for him in college football because he played college football at Florida State. Kalen DeBoer, by the way, all his losses were away from home. So make it 5. Give me the Noles to pull off an upset. They're able to run the football with Castellanos. They're able to chew up a lot of clock like they did with those games they beat LSU in. And Florida State's defense does enough to bottle up whoever plays quarterback, whether it's Ty Simpson, Keelan Russell. And another thing, Alabama's offensive line was not very good last year. I don't think they changed it very much. The only reason I think Florida State will have a better offensive line is because of all the coaching changes. And again, Norvell hit the portal hard again, and he went and got more players. I think it'll benefit Florida State more than Alabama. So give me the Noles to pull off a big win. I wouldn't be surprised if they win this by double digits. Alabama does not play good on the road. Florida State, under Mike Norvell, overall, has won more games at home than he's lost. And he has won big games at home. So make it another one for the Noles.